Hey guys, and welcome to the Debt Repayment Calculator. Thank you so much for your download. These are the video instructions and kind of a little bit more information and background for each particular piece. So, the first thing is we're going to be figuring out which strategy would be the best to pay off debt. And there are different methods to use, and we'll go over them: the minimum, the snowball, and the avalanche. And then the one thing that I do need to say is that the key to paying off debt is putting more money towards your payment than the minimum. And trust me, I know that is way easier said than done. I've done it myself. I'm doing it right now, and I know that you guys can do it. And some tips in order to do that would be to utilize a budget template, which is available in my shop, in order to start tracking all of your net income, the money that's coming in versus your expenses, the money that's coming out. And that difference between the two, it would be your savings rate, which would be that would be the amount of money you'd be able to put towards your debt repayment each month. So the higher your savings rate and the more money that you save every month and put towards debt, the faster you're going to get out of debt. And in order to increase your income, you can pick up a side hustle. You can go to your current employer and negotiate a raise, or you can start looking for another opportunity that pays more. And I've done all of those. So if I can do it, you can do it. Skipping these are the document tabs, and then now let's talk about the debt repayment methods. There are more than three, but the three that I'm focusing on here are what we're going to be comparing our results to. So the first one is just paying the minimum payment, and credit card companies want you to do this. Why? Because you stay in debt forever. Basically, that minimum payment is calculated to be about 90% interest, and the rest would be to principal. So that is what's going to keep you in debt forever, is only paying the minimum. It's going to suck all the money from you. It's going to be detrimental to your mental health, and it's just something that we need to look beyond in order to get out of debt as quickly as possible. Then once we're focusing on adding additional payments to debt, then there are two that we would look at. So one is the snowball method, and this one is popular if you're a Dave Ramsey fan or another financial planner, anything like that. And they focus on the snowball. And what that does is utilizing and paying off the smallest debt first. And the reason why they say to do that is because it's more of an emotional game. If you see an entire debt getting paid off rather quickly, you're going to feel that motivation and that emotional pull to keep going. However, mathematically, the avalanche method is going to save you more money on interest in the long run. So that is the one where you're going to be paying the highest interest debt first. So if a snowball, you're going to be paying the debt that's say $2,500, but with avalanche, you're going to be paying the debt that has 19% interest rate. So those are the two different methods, three. But we'll kind of jump into a document with an example to show you how all of this works. So you're going to want to input the current starting date first, and that can be today, it could be tomorrow, you could start it next month, whenever your starting date of trying to figure out how to maneuver through all of this. We'll skip monthly payment for now, and we'll list our debts first. So here you're going to input all of the debts that you have: credit card, auto loan, if you have a medical loan, multiple credit cards, anything. Then you're going to add in the balance owed, the interest rate, and the monthly base. And that's it. And so if you look at it utilizing method one, minimum payments, no additional payment, you're going to be paying, in this example, $10,000 in interest on $54,000, and it's going to take you 122 months to repay. So we want to get out of debt faster, right? So the monthly base is $14,555. So let's say you were able to put $2,000 towards debt every month, utilizing a budget tracker, side hustle, more money in your salary job, whatever. You're going to be putting an additional $545 towards debt. And I'll show you how that amplifies in the remaining two methods. So method 2, snowball method, you're going to pay the smallest debt first. So as you can see, payoff order is going to switch. So it's going to say your auto loan is going to be the first one that we're going to pay off. And then the second one will be the second highest, which will be your credit card at $8,000. And you'll see how that tracks about $7,000 in debt, in interest. And it's going to take you 42 months. So big difference between 122 months and 42 months. And then the avalanche method, like I said, is going to be the one mathematically that's going to be the most effective for anybody. And that is attacking the one with the highest interest rate first. So you'll see how the payoff order switches up. So the first one we're going to be putting our monthly additional to is going to be the credit card. And then after that one gets paid off, then we put all of that extra to the second one, which is credit card number 2 at 15%, and then auto loan here, and then medical loan. So to give you some visual representation of all of that, here's how it all breaks down and the comparison between the three. So you're all starting out with the $54,000 in balance. However, you're going to be paying $2,000 for these two methods versus $14,555. Your total interest for method 1 will be about $10,642 versus $7,000 versus $4,800. And this will tell you how many months each of them. So like I mentioned before, these are pretty much on par with each other, but you'll see that the difference in interest is quite significant. And then this will tell you your estimated payoff. So just really quick looking at it, if you just did the minimum, 10 years, if you did additional payments, about 3.5. And then this also shows you the total interest, $10,000, $7,000, $4,800. And then these graphs down here are trying to show you, so this blue line shows how your remaining balance decreases every single month because you're doing the minimum payment. And then this bar in here, this is your payment, right? So this is the $14,555, and this is showing you of that $14,555, how much of it is interest. So what is that? 425 of it is interest versus 1,000 of it is principal. So as you go, as you pay more, your remaining balance comes down and your interest on each payment gets lower and lower and lower. However, it takes forever to do that. So then if you come down here, snowball versus avalanche, you're seeing how each month, how quickly your interest is being kind of taken out as quickly as possible because you want to have as much money towards your principal as you can. So that is kind of the idea behind all of this information, and the remaining items in this document show basically exactly what I just explained, and that's it. That's kind of where you're at. If you have any questions, please contact me and I'd be happy to help out. But other than that, like, you're on your way to becoming financially independent, and good job for you for starting.